We can now look at the requirements. You'll need to install our Raspbian onto our Raspberry Pi machine. We will need a micro SD card. Recommended is 8 GB. You can have anything larger than that, maybe 16 GB or 64 GB. You will need a card reader in order to insert the micro SD card to be able to flash the operating system onto it. And the last piece of hardware you'll need is the Raspberry Pi itself. It can be version 2, 3, and the latest version at the moment of this recording is version 4. Then the software itself, which is the operating system, the Raspbian that we're trying to ban, you will have to have OS image of this software in place in order to flash it onto your memory card. And finally, the software to enable you to do this, which is Etcher. Etcher is quite simple and it has a 3-step process in order to ban the operating system onto the memory cards. The first step is to select the image that you have downloaded, and the second step is to select the memory card on your host machine, and then finally you ban the image onto the memory card. And this is the entire process that we are going to look at in this video. So let's dive into the actual process of setting up our Raspbian on our Raspberry Pi. So we'll quickly go over here and then go to the official website of Raspberry Pi. It's going to load in a second. So this is the official website. We'll quickly go to downloads in order to download our software image of the operating system, and then we have two options of installing our Raspbian operating system. One, we have NOOBS, which is new out of the box software. It's a simple installer that you can run easily without having to do so much, but simply follow commands. So in this video we will focus on the second option, which is the official installation of the Raspberry Pi operating system based on Debian Buster. And we can also have on the site other recommended third-party operating system images that you can still install using Etcher onto your Raspberry Pi, such as Ubuntu Mint, Ubuntu Core, Windows 10, IoT Core. You can have OS, MCE, PiNet, and all these other third-party OS images. So you would choose an image based on what you intend to accomplish with your Raspberry Pi. So all this could be looked at, but in a different video. So I'll go ahead and choose the second option, that is installing Raspbian, which we intend to do on our Raspberry Pi. It will give you a set of instructions, and if you want to follow in with the installation guide, you will get it right here. You simply click on this and then you'll get more instructions on how to install your Raspbian on your Raspberry Pi. So we have quite a number of options here, about 3 options. That's installing Raspbian Buster with the desktop and other recommended software. You could just simply install it with just the desktop, excluding the recommended software, and then you have Raspbian Buster Lite. Still, during the installation you have 2 more options. Either you download it as a torrent or download it as a zip file. So we'll go on to download this version, which is Raspbian Buster with desktop and other recommended software. So we shall go ahead, click on download as a zip. It's already downloaded on my PC, so I just go over and check it out that is saved safely on my PC. Then the next step would be install Etcher on our operating system in order to carry out the easiest 3-step process of selecting image, select drive, and then finally banning the image onto our memory card. So to download Etcher, you can simply get this within the raspberrypi.org website by going to still the same page, downloads, and then go to Raspbian, and then under there you'd click on the installation guide, and when you open the installation guide, you will scroll down to writing an image to the SD card. Like I said, you will find this Belena Etcher under downloads, then installation, then installing images as you would follow through. So just simply click on the link, and then your Belena Etcher website, as you see, belena.io Etcher. Then it's a wonderful website where you'll get more information on how to carry out the process, but this is a very simple process that you can go through. Since I told you this is a 3-step process: select image, select drive, and then you simply flash the operating system onto the flash. So let's go ahead and click on download our setup for Windows, 32-bit or 64-bit, and then there we go. Once it is downloaded, it will appear in your download folder as Belena setup. Then you run the setup by double clicking on it. It will ask you to wait as it loads the setup. Then you'll have to click on agree license for the installation to begin at that point. So we will go and fire up Belena. Just there, got it already downloaded, so and installed. I'll just simply double click it to run the application. Okay, once the application has been fired up, then we'll have a 3-step process as described earlier. So we'll begin by selecting the image we downloaded much earlier, and here we go. This is the version of the Raspbian image that I downloaded 2019, and this is October version. So we'll just select that and it will be loaded onto our Etcher application. The next step is to select our target memory. In this case, it's the memory card. So insert the memory card into a memory card adapter or reader. Then insert that into your host machine. Okay, and the moment you insert that, your memory will be detected, and I'm using a 32 GB memory card that has been detected by the machine. I'll just cancel that. This is the memory card trying to load on my system. Cancel all that. Don't worry about the content on the memory card. Etcher will erase everything and set up the boot sectors and partitions on the memory card for you. So make sure, in case you have any important information on your SD card, that you save it before you actually run Etcher with it. So we are good to go. This is the last step. You simply click on flash, and there we go. Be requested to accept the program to make changes onto your computer. Then you click on yes or OK, depending on what shows up. And once you click on that, then your entire Etcher process will begin. Okay, so here we go. So the system will run. You just have to be patient as the Raspbian operating system is being flashed onto your memory card, and once that is complete, then you pick the memory card out of the adapter from your host machine and then insert it on your Raspberry Pi and then boot up the system. That means that you are starting the Raspberry Pi with the memory card that you just flash the operating system onto. So you will notice that once the Etcher has completed flashing your image onto the memory card, it will then start validating all the files that have been flashed onto your memory card, just to ensure that all files have correctly been written to your memory before it can then give you a go-ahead that the whole process is complete. And that's what is going on, and currently we are at about 13%. Okay, so the memory card will pop up to open as the files are being validated. So you simply just cancel, close, OK, cancel, and then allow the whole process. Those are signs that your image has already been copied onto your memory card, and simply that the Etcher is actually trying to access the memory card to ensure that the files have correctly been written into your memory. Once the software finishes, Etcher finishes validating all these files, then it will unmount the memory from your host machine. Then at that point you're free to actually pull out your memory card and get it out of the adapter and then insert it onto your Raspbian Pi. And as you see, as you're waiting, you can actually look into the different guides listed here, step-by-step guide on how to use your Raspberry Pi to boost your old speakers, old Bluetooth speakers. So there is a wonderful guide that gives more instructions over here. You could just simply click on view guide and that should work. So here we go, our SD card is being unmounted because the process is complete, and shortly it will tell us finished successfully. So just a recap of the process is a 6-step process. That is 1, download and install Etcher, which is the software that we use to flash the Raspbian onto the Raspberry Pi. Then step 2 was to set up the entire installation of the Etcher onto our host machine, that's our Windows machine. And then download the Raspbian operating system image and then select this image on Etcher. Then pan it onto the SD card, basically. So that is the whole process we have gone through. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button at the bottom of the screen in order to get more interesting videos like this.